Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Original Next Level Gaming Podcast. Sorry for the delay. Unfortunately, we had a couple of last-minute cancellations. Well, one of them's not last minute. Frankie's not coming back until the 28th. He is finishing moving in, and I think he had a concert to go tonight. But unfortunately, Jason has fallen ill, and so at the last minute he could not be with us. And unfortunately, you know, this is the other side of not using just straight up Google Hangouts, is that it's not as easy to reconfigure when you know you're down an extra person. So we do seriously apologize for the delay in getting started. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat room. So everybody else that's here, what's going on, guys?
Evening. I'm all alone down here.
I know.
Boy, you.
That, or you have an entire row to yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
What is that on your head?
Oh, Cincinnati Bearcat.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Fair enough. So, what's up, Nathan?
Not much. I'm gaming with HGK. I think we played a game with you in there a little bit. But you're stuck on Gianna Sisters.
It's a little
too,
Diablo 3 action.
Yeah.
So,
how's your Gianna Sisters coming along?
I'm telling you, I'm to the point now where it's just a slog.
I'm
finishing it. I'm on the last set of levels, the 4th world, whatever that is, and I just want to be done. I don't know why I'm playing it. I think I'm playing it because I just want to finish it. That's it. At this point, I just want to finish the game so I can move on. So, but it is fun. It's just so. I tweeted this out yesterday. This game is a masterclass in taking a game that's got potentially good and unique gameplay and just completely ruining it with horrible level design, control issues, and poor hit detection. There's, you know, the idea of being able to switch, you know, the whole point of the Gianna Sisters is there's 2 of you, and each one has different controls and a different perspective on the world. So when you change back and forth, the entire world changes, not just with your visuals, but in the way the game plays as well. And that plus some of the main gameplay, when I started playing it, was great. It was really cool. It was really unique. And once you get into like the 3rd world, you just start going, I don't want to play anymore, because it just gets ridiculous. And so it's got level design problems and severe hit detection issues.
So it becomes a drag.
It does. It does.
They should give you credit for sticking with it, though.
I better get like a stick with it achievement. Oh, you finished the game? 0.4% of all gamers have gotten this achievement.
Just 5 game score. Plus
right.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Thanks for playing.
Oh my God! So
that's after you watch the credits for, you know,
right,
30 minutes.
Right. Made it to the end. There's an extra achievement for just making it to the credits. So other than that, Nathan, a good week for you?
Definitely good.
You saw Spider-Man?
I did see Spider-Man. I enjoyed it. I know there's some people who didn't, but you know, it was not written by Marvel, right? It was still Sony.
Well, it was co-produced by, it was Marvel Studios, which is how they got a lot of the MCU guys in there, but it was Columbia TriStar Sony that did the production. So it's different writers and a different director as well from like Civil War and stuff like that. So
I loved how they brought Happy back, though. That was probably my favorite part. Poor guy.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm gonna wait a couple of weeks to talk about it because I don't want to spoil it for. I don't want to spoil it for people, but it wasn't the best of the Spider-Man movies for me, honestly.
I'll see it in 6 months on Blu-ray.
It did have a kid vibe. I'll give you that.
All right, I got to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm sorry. If you are listening and you have not seen the movie yet, please cover your ears. I'm going to give you the spoiler in 3, 2, 1. The fact that Peter Parker is not the same Peter Parker from the rest of the storyline is ridiculous. And I mean,
how they started all over again?
Well, it nowhere in the movie did he take a single picture.
That's true. Yeah.
So anyway, so that's all.
Not even with his phone?
Huh?
Not even with his phone?
So he did this like video thing at the beginning, but it wasn't like Peter Parker. It was like you know, oh look, I'm a 12-year-old. He acted like a 12-year-old the whole time.
I'm muting it now.
All right. So anyway, I am not spoiling anything else. I am not going to say anything else about it because anybody who wants to see it,
Spider-Man is in the movie.
Yes, Spider-Man is in the movie. So, all right. So anyway, so what are you doing, Peter? What's up with you this week?
Well, today is my daughter's 4-year birthday, so we celebrated that and had a bunch of kids over and crazy things. So glad I'm still here hanging out after all the chaos and cleaning up and stuff. But it was awesome though. But gaming wise, it was good. Played some Diablo with Nate, and you even showed up a couple of times, Mike.
I know.
And played some Ghost Recon with probably 3/4 Brad with Enrique, Eric Jackson, and B Money. So had a good time.
Sorry. And happy birthday to Lady HTK.
Yeah.
We should have had a birthday song.
We should have. But that's all right.
Should have. But all right. What?
Maybe when she looks back, she'll see this and
yes. And say, why is
the internet's archives.
This strange man saying happy birthday to me. Who's this strange?
Yeah, exactly. Stranger danger.
Enrique says, "Hey, are you in the DMV?"
I'm in a D. No, I'm not in a D.
So, yes, we're done spoiling Spidey. You can turn your.
I'm in a DMV.
So what's up, Juan?
Yeah, another day in paradise. A little beat. Overtime doing its magic again, but gotta pay for that X somehow. What else? Been a lot of Forza. Been working on Horizon 3 achievements, doing a lot of achievement grind, bucket lists and things towards getting that rewards page finished up, because I finished up the Apex version of Motorsport last week, and the Forza Horizon 3 is all I have left to be completed before 7 hits, so I'm working on that, and doing a lot of Rivals times too, because I've been participating in Stick Figures Rivals Community Challenge again, running second currently in the Challenger Sea Cow, as I like to call it. Not a Hellcat, mind you, but a Sea Cow, because it's a ginormous whale of a car. But not exactly my favorite thing to drive, but that's been fun to do. Also dusted off the Switch, because there's a fantastic free download DLC EX character for Blaster Master Zero out. Shantae from the Shantae series of games is a playable character, kind of like New Game Plus with all new mechanics and free to download for the next couple of days. So
yeah,
if you have Blaster Master Zero, totally recommend doing that. Also, I picked up the actual Half Genie Hero game on the Switch just because I love the game a ton, and I would play through it again in the hard mode on the handheld. So that's what I've been up to.
Nice. All right.
From
All right, so since we're running behind, we're gonna start just cutting right to stuff. Obviously, you know, I played some Diablo. I've been playing Guana Sisters, trying to get that done, and then I'll figure out what's next. Welcome to everybody in the chat room. Thank you guys once again for hanging out with us. And as always, you know, just remember your chat is broadcasted, so keep the language down. Not that I have to worry about that with anybody here. So,
yeah.
But all right, we're gonna start. I'm gonna move over to our other board here, and let's go with. We'll try to go with some quick stuff before we get to.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Okay, that was quick.
Yes. Hang on. I'm going to bring up. Let's see. Oh. See? Not having this. It got me all thrown off now. Here we go.
At least I have a partner in crime now over here.
Yes, you do. All right, Splatoon 2. Since we were talking about Switch for a quick second, we're finally going to get to see the world premiere. Was that 9? Was that Saturday? Saturday. It says so right in the picture there. Saturday at 3 or 7. Oh, 3 and 7. So that's Pacific time, which is 6 and 10 Eastern Standard Time. So I've asked this before, but I don't know. You know, times can change, of course. Anybody here getting up for Splatoon?
No.
All right.
If I get it for free, I will play it, but I'm not spending any significant dollars on it.
So, just out of curiosity, what reasoning? Just curious.
There's too much other stuff to play, and that I want to spend money on than on Splatoon 2.
Okay.
Extremely low on my list, but
okay. Neither of you had the first Splatoon, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay.
No, I did not.
Oh, you did not. Okay.
Nah.
Now, Juan, I mean, go ahead.
I'm kind of past the team shooter thing right now. I'm not feeling it. Just haven't really missed that mechanic since I haven't really been into a shooter since like Titanfall. I played the mess out of some original Titanfall, but online multiplayer, competitive shooting, and then cutesy version of that. Nah, I'm good.
The cutesy version, I see it like Garden Warfare type stuff. See,
Yeah, I wanted to like Garden Warfare, and Garden Warfare 2 is pretty solid. I just not motivated with that type of play right now. I don't know if it's just a phase I'm in or an evolution of my tastes or anything. But yeah, I played hundreds, thousands of hours of Halo 3 multiplayer, Call of Duty multiplayer up through Blobs, all that. I mean, almost religiously, but just no interest in that right now.
Even as a third-person shooter, which I find, I find those to be different than your first-person shooters, just in tactics and combat and stuff. Well, here, let me ask this then, before we slide on to the next thing. And Nathan, you don't have a Switch, so
no,
obviously you're not getting it. Would the
Thank you for asking, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, would anything...
They were on sale on the Amazon Prime. They had them in stock for quite some time, I think.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think. Was it yesterday? One of these days. Or 2 days ago.
Barrel Roll says Splatoon is actually a fun game when you're high. I could see that. I could see this.
Isn't it any game? Any game?
Well, but no? if you think about the this is like a game on acid. So if you're already high and you're playing a game that looks like acid, an acid trip, I could see where that could just throw you all into. You could die playing the game. I mean, is there anything that you could see? That you could see in the premiere coming up that would push you over to it?
Nah, I mean, honestly, if I were gonna be looking for that kind of play, I'd be looking at if I wanted, shooter online, I'd be looking at Overwatch or Paladins or Titanfall 2. Yeah, so just meh.
Okay. No Battleborn?
No Battleborn.
Battleborn.
Sorry, Frankie, I tried. No. Peter,
still waiting for Frankie to invite us in Battleborn.
I know.
He gave me the disc, and
I know he bought me a copy.
He gave me a disc and haven't played with you guys yet.
No,
I haven't opened it.
Well, if he wants me to have it, he may be able to arrange that in the near future, anyway.
All right, yeah.
All right, Peter. Anything that might sway you towards it if you see something, if the thing looks fanatical?
No. Because it's multiplayer. I don't know. I'm not too much into multiplayer on the Switch, or at least not yet. So
I did have some fun with that with Mario Kart 8D early, but it's hard to find. It's hard to find rooms that have multiple people. The online play for the netcode for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was really solid. Like I didn't feel rubber banding a lot or anything like that. So, I'd be down for multiplayer.
Yeah.
If there was something I wanted to multiplayer on Switch that had people doing so.
Yeah, I agree. Because you and I played, I think, right? And that was good.
I raced with some of the super deformed guys too, and
nice.
Had good times with that.
Okay. All right. So that is Saturday. For those who are interested in Splatoon 2, you can check that out Saturday as they do their world premiere, and it's going to be kind of like a direct, like Nintendo likes to do a lot. So
yeah, 4 hours though. It's quite a lot of time.
Yes. All right. Next up, we did get some information on Halo 5. So, curiously absent at E3 was Halo 5, and 343i knew it, and they were ready for that. They understood that people were going to be upset that there was no big Halo announcement or anything like that coming out of E3. However, they have announced, kind of what you would expect the obvious to be. Halo 5 Guardians is going to get the 4K 60 treatment coming up from from its dynamic 1080p 60, and I would assume that that game should have very little issue running that natively. Not
also because this game could be, and they probably profiled the crap out of it to make sure it runs well, in 4K 60.
Yeah.
Oh,
it'll be locked. Yeah, that
Microsoft
product
is a product, just like Forza, right?
Yeah.
Well, we
should
knew,
not really come as a surprise, though.
Yeah, we knew. I think we knew 60 would be in order. If they can lock that at 4K 60 natively, that's going to be a pretty. I mean, not that it's not the most technical graphical game on the market. It's still a pretty good looker, and if they can lock that in, not just at a native res, but to keep that solid frame rate that we already get out of the base version, that's going to be a pretty good showcase upgrade to show people on your beautiful 4K television.
Yeah.
So
yep.
And,
there's no way they're going to let the frame rate slide.
oh no. No, they probably got Dan Greenwald in there too, helping them out.
Could be.
So those guys know how to do a 60 frame per second game. But I mean, it's Halo 5 itself was rock solid. So I expect that if they can keep if they can keep the resolution locked, it's all the more better. More better,
I may actually finish the campaign.
Oh, that was the first thing I did.
Yeah, no, I haven't been waiting for some guys I've been taking through the MCC. Cause some friends of mine who had never owned Halo games, I've been taking them through. And we're done with 4 now, but we haven't been able to get on the same beat to get through 5 yet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it again on the X.
Nice. Well, and for those who don't have them, there is a cadre of games coming backward compatible as well. I believe it's the
whole shebang,
the whole thing,
and all the DLC,
and all the DLC, and ODST and Reach is part of that too.
Yep.
So,
dang.
Nice.
Yeah, because Reach already is right. And
ODST as well.
Well, ODST is part of the Master Chief Collection.
That's what I was thinking of. Right. Yep,
yeah.
You're right.
But Reach is already backward compatible. I'm not sure any of the other ones yet are. I know because Gears they all are, but not Halo. So this is a
right.
Yeah, this is a big so. And
it's working off the 360 Live too. So if you want to do the whole multiplayer, it's back on those servers. You're not dealing with MCC matchmaking, which is pretty big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because for those of you who had trouble with the Master Chief Collection, this could be your way to get back to it if you're basically okay with going back to the original graphics and stuff. So, but the other part of 5 that I played a lot of was not Big Team Battle but Warzone. So I would be interested to go back to Warzone once I'm all up on that. I could do it now, but and I'm not sure what what the on a base 1080p television. This would be a good question for somebody there to answer. Does this on a base 1080p TV now mean that on the Xbox One X that the resolution won't fluctuate, won't be dynamic? I don't think, I'm not sure if that's been answered yet. We should ask.
I agree. Let's make it happen. Breaking news.
Yeah.
News.
Nate, tweet them.
Yeah. Oh, let's do it. Okay, right now.
We get any information on it, we'll, so. But, yeah, so. Welcome into Graphic God, our buddy Jay, who, of course, is responsible for the awesome graphics that you see for Next Level Gaming, including our fantastic logo. And Corbin Dallas, welcome in. Glad to see you guys. So,
we should mention too that Jay's request is in the pipe.
Yes,
it's coming up.
Yes. That will be so when we get to well, he's an hour ahead of us, so I don't know how long he'll be able to hang. So we'll say it now. As you know, later on we're going to do another Juan's retro recommendation, and he's been also putting some stuff up on the channel, like some retro walkthroughs and things, and a brand new one that was by Jay's request, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. That will the first episode of that, the first video of that, will be up tomorrow. So we already got the next Evo video up, and then I'm going to put Shaolin Monks up, and then I'm going to put the next Shadowgate up, and then we're going to rotate there. And cool. Project Jeff said he enjoyed MCC back when he rented it in 2014, despite the matchmaking issues. I went through the whole thing myself, co-op with a couple of people. I didn't have nearly the problems people were having with the competitive multiplayer, and so maybe that's why I wasn't as angry as everybody else. I didn't have much trouble with the campaigns in the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, the competitive was a super hot mess. I mean, yes. Like just ridiculous. But yeah, no, I said took the 3 buddies through the the 4 games in the campaign, and it was more or less flawless.
Yeah, I didn't have any glitches, any problems. So, and I still have it. Anybody who wants to run through any of the campaigns needs help, let me know.
I'm all up for that.
Because
I think I only played the first one all the way through.
Okay, because two is 2-player, but 3 and 4 are 4-player co-ops. So
that's sweet.
Anybody else?
Yeah, we should do
with
it.
Us?
Just run through it.
Yeah. So, all right. So Halo 5 getting the big X1 X treatment, as we all kind of figured it would. Plus, we're getting some backward compatibility.
And
all right. Yep.
Did you make that at Games with Gold?
Well, it's part of Game Pass.
Yeah, that's true. It's part of Game Pass. But even though Games with Gold, so it will be good, for people who have traded in this game and wants to get the accent. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, though, it could see sales pick up with the X, because this right now is their flagship Halo title. No offense to Halo Wars 2, which is newer, but Halo 5 Guardians. Halo 5 Guardians is the current flagship Halo title, and if I were Microsoft, I would go the opposite route because I think you could discount it. You could bring it down to $50, but I think if you know,
too old for 50. People won't pay 50 for that. Yeah.
From 60?
Nope. Yeah, not too old for 50. If you're talking 40, 30 maybe, but 50, it's got some age on it for 50.
Is it still 59 right now?
Yeah, I think it is.
Dang.
Yeah, that's it.
Annihilator's here. Hold on, let me rerun the intro so we can get the podcast started.
Right.
Welcome.
Glad he made it.
Don't worry, you're not as late as you think you are. We started late, so don't worry.
Right.
No, I think it's an opportunity to pick up sales on it. I think making it free.
It did well with sales, though. It didn't do poorly at all. It certainly did gain a lot by doing so.
It certainly did not, no doubt. I'm just saying that I could see sales on it picking back up with people either wanting to get back into it or new. If there are new gamers that are moving over from Nintendo or Sony that this is their first Xbox. Why and the flagship Halo title is 4K 60. I would buy it. So I mean, I think it's an opportunity to sell. However, it's again, like I said, it's part of Game Pass, so you could do it that way too. You get the Xbox One X, you get yourself a Game Pass subscription, and bam, there you go. So,
we bring by to actually get a month.
And they keep adding too. Like they've had some good games.
To the Game Pass?
Yeah.
Flame in the Flood was something pretty decent that just added.
Nice.
I like how they added Dead Island. I can play that again.
To keep from moving on, though, before I get off the topic, additionally, with Halo news, there's more content coming to the pretty well-stacked Season Pass for Halo Wars 2, with even some single-player content coming with that, too. So I'm pretty excited about that.
What do they got coming?
It's they've got more commanders, more like leader hero characters for use in the multiplayer, which is one of them is I can't remember. It's Jerome, Spartan Jerome, who has a pretty big role in that game, and I can't remember who the other one is off the top of my head right now. Additionally, there's going to be a couple missions worth of single player content that are going to be added with some kind of side quest missions against the Banished. So definitely looking forward to that. I really enjoy that game. So we're looking to see some more out of that. And then of course, next year is when the Flood make their way into it, which is going to be a big thing. I think that's going to be pretty sweet too.
Okay.
No.
One day, it's in my backlog, and
I say it every time. Anyone who's a Halo fan that hasn't played through the story of 1 and 2 for Halo Wars with the Spirit of Fire and that crew, they're missing out. It's real solid, good Halo story.
Still need to start it though.
Yeah, some of us still need to start it.
Which reminds me, do you guys remember what the Mixer grab bag was? Because when I got Halo Wars 2, I got the code for the Halo Wars, what they call it, the Definitive Edition. Mm-hmm. But I already had Halo Wars on BC, so I gave the Definitive Edition code to a buddy of mine. And when I looked just the other day, I was like, hey, what is Definitive Edition doing in my library? Ready to be installed. Was it one of the Mixer grab bag games or something? Because do we remember? Because all of a sudden I just have that game, which is something that happens fairly frequently with Xbox, but I was still like, where'd that come from?
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, like I got the last station, I think it's called, or the final station. Got that one. Got all kinds of like smaller ones through that Mixer thing. The E3 deal.
I never got anything.
I only got one thing.
Yeah, I would have gotten Rare Replay, but I already had it. And then there were a couple of indies that came along as well, like the Last Station. There's another one I can't think of off the top of my head. But I got
Last Station. That's the one I got. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, I got something else, not Flame in the Flood, but something else, some smaller game, but I can't remember what it is now. But yeah, no, I'm excited about all the Halo news. That was a big chunk of Halo news altogether, and yeah, I'll definitely get back into 5 some when I can get that frame rate and resolution locked up.
Okay.
Me too.
Well, I'm down whenever because I don't have 4K TV, so I'm good. I'm good whenever, Peter. You let me know.
All right.
Maybe
let me know where you're on. You typically come on, and for me, it's time to sign out.
Well, I'm working on it. I swear I'm working on it.
I know.
I'm almost there.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know. I feel bad. You know, I do feel bad sometimes that I get so inundated with my job that by the time I get done and I'm ready to kick out, it's like 11:30. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So, Project Jeff says no time to explain is one of the other ones.
That is what it is. Thank you, Jeff.
Let me tell you. So the opposite of Gowanna Sisters is No Time to Explain. That is a game, and we've got a video on the website, on the YouTube channel. I did a review of that game, and let me tell you, that is a platform game that even though it has some unique gameplay, and it's some similar gameplay, but the level design and the way they did that game had me hooked from start to finish, and it was so enjoyable. So if anybody got No Time to Explain as part of that deal, and you haven't played it yet, it is one hell of a good game. Just on a side note. So, yeah. All right. So while we're on the subject of Xbox, another small little tidbits, not news per se, but it was something that Mikey Barra kind of dropped in Twitter, and everybody kind of said, game gifting looks to be coming soon. Now, there was no official announcement, and it may be a year down the line. Who knows? So Ibarra didn't say, yeah, it's coming in fall. It's coming. He's just saying it's on the radar. It's coming soon. But I wanted to bring it up because, it's a cool feature, and hope that, for me, I hope it leads to other things more than the game gifting. Juan, I know the game gifting is a big thing for you, and you've talked about it a lot.
I badger those poor brass every time. Every time I have to buy my friends a game on Steam when I'd rather do it on Xbox, I have to tell Phil and I tell Mike. I say, yep, there's 4 more copies of Shantae I didn't get on Xbox because you guys won't let me do it yet.
Yeah.
Or Dungeon Defenders back in the day or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
So here's my thing. What will happen, if I give you a gift, a game gift, and you already have the game? Does it let me know, like, hey, CrazyJuan already has this game?
Yeah, I'm sure they're working out the detail like that. They have to be. But yeah, it's, although I guess you can have multiple copies of games in the library. I do, due to Games with Gold games that were also, say, in the Rare Replay and things like that. I've got duplicates of things like Viva and things. So it may not, but
yeah, they're slightly marked differently, I guess. Even though it's the same thing. Yeah.
I just think it's a no-brainer because it can't really equal anything but more sales.
Yeah,
that's true.
More copies are going to move. So.
I also want digital lending.
See, that's what I want, and that's what we were going to get. Not to re-harp on thank you, Internet, but that's where I would rather head. Like, no, game gifting is great for those who want to do game gifting, and to have that as an option is fantastic.
Give me a wish list with it, though.
Yeah,
everyone gets a wish list, and you can look and say, they're saying, hey, I'm looking in the future to pick up Injustice 2, this game and that game, whatever, and you just pick something from that list, and ta-da!
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Well, so what I'm looking for is what Peter is saying, and even beyond. So remember in the beginning, one of the things that Microsoft wanted to do with their original plans was to allow you the ability to give your license to somebody. Just outright. Not even, new game is fine. New game is fine. But if I'm done with Gowanna Sisters, for example, and Peter wants it, I'd like to be able to give it to him, even though it's a game I've played, and vice versa. I'd like to, you know, there are games that you know Nathan might be done with, and he's like, "Hey, Mike, you want to play Fallout 4?" Yeah, sure. And so we can trade, you know, digital trading, things like that were, you know, that were part of the original plan that got scrapped. We'd have this stuff a lot sooner, by the way.
Yeah.
We would have had this stuff almost out of the gate. You know, once again, thanks, Internet. But we would have had this stuff much, much sooner. And for me, I want that ability to sell. Like, the big argument was, well, I want to sell my game on eBay and stuff like that. And I said this back then, back when I was on forums and stuff, and you know, very staunchly defending the plan. I told people that said that stuff, well, you still can. If you sell your game on eBay and somebody pays you, you have to send them physically the game. Well, if somebody pays you, why can't you get their gamer tag and then transfer the license to them like you were going to do? And so like that. that's the thing that people, that's the short-sightedness that people weren't thinking of while they were you know, hashtag no DRM or whatever the crap they were doing. Nobody thought about, you know, and Microsoft didn't explain it, but nobody thought those things through as if, hey, you could still sell your games and just transfer the license just the same way you would put the disc in a box and ship it to them. So, yep. Oh, it's 3 bells, and that means it's time for Scooby-Doo. Sorry, a little cat in Chesapeake. If you're from Maryland, if you're not from Maryland, you don't understand that reference at all. But you know, so this is a good thing if it really does come to pass the way they want to. But I want more.
Small steps.
That's what you're going to have to do, because they freaked everybody out with the other thing, and I was on board. You know, I'd had digital gaming since the late '90s with Steam, so you know I wasn't frightened by the inevitable digital future. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long time before they can really get back to that. I think just because anything that has a whiff of DRM like things on it, which is going to be required to do that kind of licensing, you know, is just going to blow up in their faces. And then, you know, with the position they're in now, they can't do that. So it'll be baby steps for a long time. For digital, they can. In physical, you're always going to have that ability to, you know, hand the disc to your friend, you know, and all that stuff. But digital is DRM'd. That's the whole point of it. You don't have the same, you have those restrictions on digital you don't have for physical, but at the same time, the digital should allow you to do that. And see, Annihilator makes a point, he buys mostly physical because they're cheaper. We would have had that too. I say this all the time. We'd have had the best of both worlds. Yeah, physical wouldn't have gone anywhere.
No, we would because that was going to be your install disc. And let me tell you, I will just tell you, had Microsoft, I was going to say it like this, had Microsoft had the balls to go through with it and just said, you know what, for better, because look at the position they're in now, how much worse could it be as far as where they, I'm not so sure. I maintain that I'm not so sure about that. I think once people started to realize what it actually meant, that a lot of that nonsense would have gone away because they would have seen it for themselves.
I don't know. There's still people out there, you know, thinking that it can only do 720. So I don't believe in the trickle down.
Yeah, but those people aren't buying that. Those people weren't buying a console anyway. I'm talking about the people who would see. You get into those arguments. Those are the arguments of that's a whole different piece than that wasn't changing no matter what the DRM plan was. I'm talking about the people who got, as you said, which is correct, freaked out over that whole thing. I really wanted them to just go through with it because I think people would have understood, oh, wait, I can still get in on all those GameStop sales. And yet, I would certainly have stayed physical had that had gone through, because then I could have installed the game, put the disc away, and still had my digital convenience of being able to switch games, being able to do all the things I wanted to do, but then I'd still have that physical copy I can go trade in. But nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's
I like the 6 people sharing thing.
Oh. And yes, I totally agree. Microsoft shat the bed when they tried to explain it. I've said that. I've said that for years.
Which is maybe even giving them too much credit, because I'm not entirely sure they had it worked out to explain. I'm not sure they really had a roadmap to show us.
And they may not have. There were rumblings. There were rumblings that this console was a spring release console, and I think their issues were more along the lines of they had to rip out their OS and redo their OS in 6 months, which it couldn't have been easy. But there were those rumblings that, hey, this console needed more time to soak, and Don Matrick was a hot mess. So they may have had the plan, and he just didn't know how to. He just didn't have it in front of everybody, because then you had Phil saying one thing, Don saying one thing, Larry saying something, another thing, and not to rehash that whole thing, but Lord, I mean, where they could have been, I think would they be where they are now? Maybe. I don't think they would have been any worse. So I would have, but getting back to this, this is at least a step towards that direction. I'm waiting for more. So.
I think it's big just because it'll be the first.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you can't get anywhere else. I tell you, if they do it too, I don't know that there's going to be a big migration of people to Xbox, but man, what a console to do it on! It's going to be ridiculously powerful. You're going to be able to have all 15 years. Well, I shouldn't say all. Let's just say you have the potential anyway for all 15 years worth of Xbox generations, to be playable on the one box. So you can do the things like I do, where you can head to the mom and pop joint and see what, pick yourself a copy of Crimson Skies and play that, or bust if you're new to the thing, like Bunny's busting through Gears. I was helping him with Gears the other night. You get a chance to experience the whole run plus GameStop or Game Pass. Man, I tell you, what a great time to come over to Xbox.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
They've got where they are to where they were. We talked about it with Chris Charlo with the Idea at Xbox program. I mean, they have made some strides. Now, there's still some things they got to work on. Yes, thankfully, with what we'll talk about later in a couple of minutes, is going to make a little easier for that Xbox One X purchase. We'll see where. I'll say this. You know how skeptical I was on the $499, and I still am. However, when I went to GameStop to do the trade-in stuff, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, I was actually surprised at the amount of people that were on the reserve list for it. It was like a good 30 people. And a couple of people, my Twitter friends said, well, that doesn't sound that impressive. And I said, think about it. Between the, between the price, between the kind of where it laid out after E3 and that kind of thing, that's actually really impressive that these people want another $500 console. So I actually found that pretty impressive. So, all right. I do want to get to a couple of PlayStation news items. First and foremost, trophy syncing is... Look, you may not think this is a big deal, and I know that every time somebody comes up with a new feature for the PlayStation, everybody keeps going back to, well, when can I change my name? When, that kind of thing. It's not as much of a big deal for me because they don't let me have my name anyway. So changing my name doesn't mean crap because I can't use the word Stinger in my PSN name. I cannot tell you why. But trophy syncing is coming, and if nothing else, or faster trophy syncing, I'm sorry, not trophy syncing, you can sync your trophies, but now it's faster than ever.
Faster in it that it's automatically?
Well,
or
so no.
No.
It's not. But it's been synced, it's now faster. And the reason that I wanted to bring it up was because the fact that you have to manually sync them in 2017 is nonsensical to me. They've got to have a way to do it automatically.
Yeah, because I remember asking you like a couple of times when we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like, where are you at? Where are you at? It's like, oh yeah, I'm this particular level. It was like your achievements don't really match where you at. Sync your achievements.
Yeah. Well,
it's kind of silly that
if you remember, I was Frankie and I were arguing over whether or not I had beaten Uncharted 4.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And he's like, you didn't even beat Uncharted 4. How can you say it's the best of the series? And I said, what are you talking about? Of course I beat it. He says, I'm looking at your trophies, and you don't have the ending trophies for it. And I said, dude, I've got an entire walkthrough on the channel of me with my voice and my gameplay. Here's the ending credits. Of course I played it. Then come to find out, I don't play enough to know that trophy sync is manual. I didn't know that. So I synced a whole ton of trophies. That's how I got my platinum, is by syncing it.
Yeah. Because
I beat it. I remember getting everything. And I'm like, well, why didn't the platinum kick in? And I had to sync. So thanks to you telling me that. So anyway,
I didn't believe you.
Yeah, you never do, Nathan. If Jason was in the podcast tonight, he would.
He'd say these nuts.
Yes, he would. The other news. Actually, there's two other pieces of news, and actually, this one is quite impressive. At least over in Europe. And this was, I think, on Amazon's European or Great Britain Amazon GB. Crash Bandicoot, the remasters here, the #1 selling game right now over in Europe, over and above Horizon Zero Dawn. And
nostalgia is a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So I was all hyped up on Crash Bandicoot until I remembered I didn't really like the games. So then I ended up not getting it because nostalgia is one thing, but I didn't like Crash. I mean, I think I still have the first two on the PSX, and I didn't like them. So the next one that I'm going to go back and get the one I said I was going to get. Since I'm not getting Crash, I'm getting the Wipeout collection because I did love Wipeout, and
that looks really worthwhile
with the big red balls.
Yes, with the big red ball, Nathan. See,
I thought he was talking about the 3 Wipeouts with the balls.
What is it with you children? You guys are so young that
they just don't know.
They just don't know. They say Wipeout, and he thinks I'm talking about the TV show. No, I'm talking about the Wipeout collection. The
car game.
Yes, the Hyper G, the Hyper G Force Gravity Race, whatever they used to call it. It was It was awesome. So I'm going to pick that up instead. In fact, I'm going to look and see if it's part of that sale or not, because there's still a couple days left for both the PSN and the Xbox sales, and there's some crazy ass games that you can get in those sales. I'm gonna look and see if Wipeout's part of it. So, welcome in Black Metal Gamer, my buddy BMG, dude. If you want to hear some hilarious videos, I always tell Black Metal Gamer, it says, too bad that you are way too R-rated to do anything for us, because his language is just, yeah. But
maybe our ratings will go up. No?
But
why do we get more thumbs down?
He's got some of the funniest. You should hear his raps. He's got video raps. You've got to hear them. Got to hear him. Go to Black Metal Gamer's YouTube page, guys. Check him out. And what's up, Creepy Bunny? Hopefully, he was one I was trying to get on tonight, and it wasn't enough time. So, in fact, he just DM'd me back. He said, "I just saw this." It is not a problem. Not a problem.
Oh, so he saw that and it's like, oh, crap, podcast is on. Let's quickly tune in.
4K Minecraft.
So, all right. So the other big PlayStation news. By the way, congratulations to Crash, though, because that's kind of, nostalgia aside, that's pretty huge. I mean,
3 games for $40 goes a long way too.
Yeah, it really does. And you know that's gonna.
Plus, what else was releasing? Was there anything else that was noteworthy? That might be Perfect Storm.
I can't. Trying to think what else was really released at that time. I'm not sure. But even at that, I mean, that's pretty nifty. Yeah, I don't think anything. I don't know if anything was against it, but still.
Yeah, no, but I mean, with all those things combined, like nostalgia, $40, you know, no real competition with other games, so competing games, so it's perfect.
Yeah. So, it's going to open the door to more, though. I mean, it's good now. If you thought remasters were a thing before, they're coming. They're coming.
They're
hard.
coming.
So,
Floodgates are open.
Yeah. So, oh man. All right.
Hey, so what remaster are you looking for? Anything?
Ratchet and Clank. Or not Ratchet and Clank. I would take some Jak and Daxter remasters.
I never played any of those.
I thoroughly enjoyed Jak and Daxter. And there was some decent Jak and Daxter PSP games. I think I still have the Jak one where they were kind of separated for a while. I enjoyed those, and I would definitely I'd definitely go for some Jak and Daxter. Trying to think what other good. There were a few.
Black Metal took the words out of my mouth. The Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. Holy crap! Of course, you know, at some point, Dave's got to get back to that when he's done messing around with Drawn to Death. They got to get him back in there for that.
Enrique says that Jak and Daxter is in the works now.
Excellent. Good. I'm ready for that. So, and I mean, you know, the Parappa stuff was good. And then, you know, look, Voodoo Vince was a really good remaster. I'd like to see some of that stuff too. Somebody's remastering Bubsy. Everybody keeps thinking that's a joke, but it's not. It's happening. Bubsy.
Yeah.
That's Bobsy.
What could possibly go wrong?
Never heard about it.
So back when there was a company called Accolade. Accolade made some old games, and one of them was Bubsy. It was like a platformer. So,
what about Burger King? Are they redoing that?
I'd love a new Burger King, new Burger Time. I'd love a new Burger King.
The Sneak King.
Good night, Brap. Have a good evening. But we always bother Phil for stuff like Blinks. He announces. See, now all he has to do is just make Blinks backward compatible, and that's all I need. Just make it backward
I want
compatible.
Blur.
Riddick would be a good one. Those Riddick games are great. So.
Yep, Escape from Butcher Bay or whatever.
Yes.
I'll be on that.
Yes. Witty Mass says Siphon Filter. That'd be a great one to remaster or bring back. One of the two. So you're right, man. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I agree with Super Cooper. Crimson
Riddick,
Skies.
Need
to get a new
Crimson
That's
Skies
a known
coming
quantity,
back,
though.
Well, it's coming back compat. But yeah, a remaster.
A new remaster or just,
I don't know
what
Loaded and Reloaded is either.
What?
Reloaded.
Loaded and Reloaded. Loaded and Reloaded. Those old games. You know what game on PlayStation would be cool? Be easy for him to do too. It'd be that Intelligent Cube. Anybody remember that one?
I remember that.
Might have to actually do a retro on that.
Oh, now BMG is he's just tugging at my feels right now. He just said Xbox needs to do the whole Ninja Gaiden trilogy in 4K.
Sure.
See that would make me.
They should use what they have.
Well, I played through Black this year. We have that on.
We do.
We have that on footage, and that game, like people talk about Dark Souls being hard. I still think Ninja Gaiden Black is harder.
That game was flipping hard.
People will say no, it couldn't be as hard as Dark Souls. But
yes,
the thing is, the thing that makes it for me a better version. It's the Dark Souls of Dark Souls is what Ninja Gaiden Black is because there's no grinding up level. Like I got to a point in Dark Souls where Ornstein and Small were kicking my ass, and so I just went and leveled up, and I got some souls and dumped them in my weapon, and I eventually came back and was tougher. But you can't really do that in Ninja Gaiden Black. You just have to get good, and so yeah, it's not even a contest.
Yeah, I agree. Those were tough ass games. I'd love a remaster though.
Yeah, I'd do that.
So, and yeah, Neo does kinda, but it's more grindy than Ninja Gaiden.
What is Mayo?
Neo.
No, my name is Mayo.
Oh. My name is Mayo is harder. Oh, must be a game. So.
I hope so. I mean,
last
I don't
bit
like
of
mayonnaise on my
last bit of news, and this is not specifically PlayStation news, but only because they're getting it first. The Destiny 2 beta for pre-orders starts on July 18th on the PS4, and I believe the 21st on Xbox. So they're getting a couple-day head start on it, but that's coming as well for those of you who are interested in Destiny 2.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
no interest whatsoever. I have
Zero.
Negative interest.
That's what you thought of Destiny. Whoa.
Yes, I have absolutely negative interest in Destiny 2. None whatsoever. I know you garnered a little bit there, Peter. You were starting to come around.
Yeah, but after E3, or after the, it's like, no. It kind of killed the interest. So I'll wait. Probably if it's maybe on sale, I might get it.
Anthem killed all my interest in Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just another game, but good-looking game.
It's another open worlder.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna do that kind of thing, given the choice of Destiny or Anthem, just because it's you're talking about BioWare, you're talking about BioWare's A-Team, talking about Casey Hudson, so yeah, I'm all about it.
Well, and you're also talking about more of a single to co-op experience. You're talking about a story-driven game rather than a PvP/PvE kind of game. So, yeah, I could see that. I could understand that. So, All right, moving on. Now we get to the controversial topic of the night: how to take advantage of GameStop. So Nathan,
yeah.
I understand that you were able to partake of the GameStop generosity.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wish I could write them and say thank you because they did a lot for me this weekend.
Apparently, people did, and they tweeted back and said no problem.
And I didn't even get half as the people that I'm reading, and I'm just like, how did you even do that? I just don't understand.
Lots of trips.
Well, they game the system.
Yeah.
And look, I'm going to start with a disclaimer. If you spent the time and spent the effort to GameStop and turn $40 into $800, more power to you. I'm not judging. You got to do what you got to do, and it's not for me to say whether or not you are right or wrong. However, when it came down to that, my morality statute kicked in. I could not be fined 1 credit for violating morality statute on that one. And
if I didn't have 6 stores by me, I would not have done it at all.
Well,
that's terrible planning on GameStop's part.
And so what? Yeah, right. And that's the thing, is that they made the mistake. And this is what I was telling. So Black Metal Gamer and I had this discussion earlier in the week. Because, I didn't want anybody to think that I was judging them or telling them they were bad people. I just couldn't bring myself to do it myself. I couldn't do it. But GameStop's main issue was that they ran 2 different promotions at the same exact time that caused this to happen. People were saying, no, people were just buying stuff from Walmart and trading it in. No, they weren't. That wasn't the only way this was happening.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Because
I started out that way, but
GameStop doesn't take multiples of the same game in a trade. I found that out when I tried to trade 2 DS games that both of my sons owned, and he could only take one of them. And so people weren't going out and buying 12 copies of Need for Speed on PS4 and Garden Warfare on Xbox and trading them in and making $9 million out of it. That's not what happened. And so and I'm going to just for disclosure's purposes, I bought a copy of Need for Speed from Walmart for $15.95 and traded it in because the trade-in value was higher than what I bought it for. That's Walmart's fault. That's not GameStop's fault. I have no problems if that's, doing that.
The Garden Warfare was their fault, though. That's been like $20 at Best Buy for the past 4 months, and it's still $50 at GameStop. I mean, I don't know what they're doing.
At least when somebody buys that copy, it's like
right,
real brand new.
Right. But here's what was going on, and here's the part that I couldn't bring myself to do, and this is how people parlayed their winnings. And I want to explain why GameStop doesn't win at this one. If you buy Need for Speed on PS4 and you trade it in at GameStop, which, by the way, the trade-in value was $20. Now it's $10.
But that's on top of your 7 game, right? Which you got another $20.
Well, no, I'm talking about the trade-in value now. They dropped the trade-in value.
I'm just saying that's how you were able to get.
So that's getting games into the system. That brings used games into GameStop for them to resell. They make money on that, which is why I didn't have a problem doing that. But the other the other promotion that was going on at the exact same time was a buy two get one free pre-owned.
On trades?
On pre-owned.
Yeah.
So buy anything
in the store.
Right. So buy any 2 pre-owned games, get a pre-owned game for free.
You could even buy an Xbox One S and a PS4, and you got a PS4 for free if you wanted.
Mm.
That's the way it worked.
Yeah. So basically, people were buying. So Rand, who's been a guest on this show, had a video on his channel showcasing the top trade-in valued games. So what people did was they took $100 worth of trade-in stuff that they got. They took 6 games in, and you got 60% above your trade-in value. And if you were a pro member, you got 70% on 6 games. So they did that, and they got $150 in credit. They turned around, and this is where it got crazy. They went and they bought 2 games pre-owned. So then they get a 3rd game for free. Well, somebody figured out which games had the top trade-in value. So basically, they would take that, they would buy 6 of those games, so they'd buy 3 and get 2 free, drive to the next GameStop, and trade those in. So they were getting 2 free games worth of extra credit plus 60%. So then that became $250. So then they took...
But hang on. So the games that they bought, those pre-owned games,
right?
I mean, what was the price for those, and then what was the trade-in value then?
I don't remember.
I can tell you, Breath of the Wild cost $44, but got you $59.
By the time you got your 60% extra bonus.
Oh, okay. So that's where it's okay.
Right. Plus
that game was free.
Right. Because you bought 2, you got Breath of the Wild. So then
but don't you get the lowest valued game for free?
No.
Yeah, that's why you found one that were all the same.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So then they took those games to another GameStop, all 6, traded them in, got the extra 70% if they were pro members, and then bought those games again, bought them back, and took them to another GameStop and traded them in. So they went through this entire thing. Like, people were spent all weekend turning $100 into $800. I believe one of our friends on Twitter got cut off for a year.
Yep.
I mean, this was nuts. And the people who were saying, well, you know, GameStop makes money on that no matter what. No, they don't.
Yeah, if you're doing the same thing.
Right.
No.
They made money on the games you brought in originally. So they'll make that. But the games that you took from one GameStop to another were already in GameStop's inventory. You just basically moved it to another store.
And got money for it.
And then got money for it. And
it's like a delivery fee.
Right, and then, exactly. And then bought those games again, those exact games, took them to another GameStop, or even traded them back in. Some people traded them back into the exact same GameStop. And
that's why
to do that.
So
I think it was on one of Brad's rants. It's like, I said, like, you know, instead of moving the goods, you should just ask for a handout.
Right.
Why go through all this trouble?
Right. So at that point in time, by the time you've taken your second set of games to GameStop, GameStop's not making any money on that. And now they've handed you a credit slip for $500, $600, $700, $800, which you're going to use to buy whatever. A lot of people were using it to buy their Xbox One X's. But now, basically, if you've done that to go buy an Xbox One X, GameStop has given you an Xbox One X for basically
$100. Let's just say they bought
whatever you paid in fuel,
whatever you brought, whatever you came in with,
and fuel. To be fair,
and fuel.
If there's not
and gas.
I could walk to 4 of them.
Well, so, and Nathan got healthy on the way.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with you though. It was something that I just couldn't see myself doing at all.
I couldn't bring myself to do it. I ended up getting $131 from what I traded in. I did buy a copy of Need for Speed, and I traded that in. And I did get honestly, I got double for it by the time all was said and done. But all the rest of the games I traded in were all DS games, and I actually got like
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I know. Oh, I got $45 for it with the by the time 70% rolled around though.
That's pretty good. Then.
So and even like Hasbro Family Game Night 3, I got like $35 for it by the time the extra stuff kicked in. So I did well, but I did it with my own games minus Need for Speed. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. And then on Wednesday, even though GameStop said, "Yeah, congratulations, guys. You know, we knew this was going to happen." On Wednesday, they changed all their pre-order, all their trading values. So
yep,
they knew they had to put the stop to that, or they were gonna.
I'm not trying.
It's a good PR stunt, though, and also from one thing is they make themselves relevant. Like physical games are still here, and from an investor's perspective, it's like, hey, look how much trading was done, and the secondhand market is still hot.
True.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you only can do that like, once probably.
No. Well, some people were. Well, I don't think they're ever going to run those two specific promotions again together. I think somebody at corporate. The old adage, somebody's getting fired over this.
Right.
Somebody's getting fired over this. But
I don't know.
I also don't.
Unless that was done on purpose, though.
Couldn't happen to a nicer company, but yeah, no, I couldn't do it.
So, and I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure that many people did it, because this became a Twitter and forum thing. I think a very small amount of people, a very small percentage of gamers, were smart enough to do this all weekend. So, I'm not sure. It could have been 1 or 2% of their entire, trade-in bonanza that they had. I just don't think. I think most people that bought 2 games and got 1 free probably took them home and played them. So, but I couldn't do it. But for those of you who turned $100 into $2,000 and now you're getting all the consoles, congratulations. I couldn't have done it, but more power to you guys.
Man, too much hassle for me.
Power to the players.
There are not any GameStops like real close. So.
Yeah. So.
All I did was turn 100 into 550. I wanted enough for the console, and I was done.
Nice.
Well, I will say.
I just did some overtime instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say that I am closer to jumping the fence. I'm 131 plus 50. I've got $180 in trading credit and gift cards. That brings the price of a Pro down to close to $399. Actually brings it close to, what does that bring it to? $399, $320, something around $350. So we're getting closer. If a couple of things roll my way, then I may end up with one. But a couple of things got to roll my way. So
we got to make it happen.
We will see. I've got a couple of months and a couple of things going on. So a couple of band gigs that just came up that I didn't have last month. So we shall see. So it all actually hinged too on my wife saying, "Yeah, next year I guess we could bring the other TV upstairs and we'll upgrade the TV downstairs." Then I went, "Huh."
Your mouth dropped open.
The wheels started to turn.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's still also going to contingent on console trade-ins because. I'm still going to have to trade my Xbox in to get it. I got to get there. The flip side is that it'll be the first time in a while I've paid for a console. The last console I really paid for was a PS3. The Xbox 360 was you know, actually the Xbox 360 was given to me by Microsoft for Next Level Gaming. The PS3 I had to buy because Sony didn't do that at the time. Later on, I got a PS3 dev kit, so that was cool. The Xbox One, I traded in a bunch of stuff to a friend of mine from my old NL Gaming collection. And then the PS4 was the product of selling my Neo Geo collection. So this could be, you know, if I only spend $250 on a console, and it's the first time I've bought a console in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so
$25 a year. There you go.
There you go. So I've been mulling it, but I got to get a little closer before my wife will let me pull the trigger. So, all right. So that's the Gamestop. Stop. Congratulations to those who did it. All right. 2 more things, then we're going to be done. Next up is our new segment. Next Week in Gaming with HTK.
Woo!
I'm still working on a video for you, an intro video.
Okay.
I need a couple.
This will do.
Okay. All right. Let me bring up So this is our new segment where HTK is going to tell you all about the upcoming games coming starting this week.
This week, yeah. Starting like.
Let me see how this would look. We can keep it like this, but let me see how it might look if I. Yeah. No. Okay. We'll keep it like this.
Yeah. Let's keep it like this. Just squint a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last week we kind of skipped it. It was also kind of a skimpy list due to the 4th of July, but I included it in this week's list. We had last Tuesday we had That's You for PS4, and on last Wednesday we had Lego World's Classic Space for Xbox, PS4, and PC. Toby the Secret Mine for Xbox, PS4, PC, and Wii U. Who knew?
We knew.
And we also
Wii who?
we what? Yeah. And we also had the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare DLC Pack 3 Absolution for the PS4. Then last Friday we had Excel World versus Sword Art Online for the PS4 and Vita. So Tuesday, let's see what we're getting. Black the Fall for Xbox, PS4, and PC. DayZ Tower Rush for PS4 and PC. Defenders of Akron, PS4 and PC. The Relic Fleet, PS4, PC. Fable Fortune, Xbox, PC. Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age for PS4. Ooh, Hunting Simulator, Xbox, PS4, PC. Let's go hunting.
That seems interesting.
Yeah, don't know. Have you ever owned a hunting game? One of the
that's what the different part is. It has kind of like a storyline to it. So.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
We also have Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, the Telltale series for Xbox, PS4, and PC. And also Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, Episode 1, Hero in Residence for Xbox, PS4, and PC. And then we also have the Bellows PS4, PC. And then on Wednesday, new releases Iron Cryptical for Xbox and PC. Rogue Stormers, Xbox, PS4, and PC. Then on Thursday, we have Dead Squared for the Switch. And on Friday, we'll get Serial Cleaner for Xbox, PC, and PS4. And a little side note, the PS4 is getting released on Tuesday, I believe. So there you have it.
All
Backlog
right.
enhances.
Sweet.
A lot of indie stuff.
Yep.
That time of year.
Yep. Which is good. Backlog time.
Backlog time.
However, Juan, I would figure of all the games in there that you would be most interested in Fable Fortune.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I like card games, and I'm a fan of the Fable, environment. So yeah, I'd definitely give a look at that.
Nathan, anything on there that strikes your fancy?
Well, you just said a hunting simulator, right?
Yeah, the hunting simulator. I'll look into see how it is.
Okay. Wait. You know, we've...
They didn't give us a gun, though, so... Unless I can yell at my Kinect, and then she shoots me instead of shooting the deer.
Yeah.
But...
So, you know, I would love to go back and start streaming some of this stuff again. You know, getting some indie games, getting some new indie streams going. We did that for a little while, and it kind of fizzled out. And I'll take responsibility for that. I gotta peruse our developers a little more. Work has just kicked my ass, so we've been relegated to just playing backlog games.
Time to kick it back, Mike.
Yeah, time to kick it back. So the other thing, which I think is honestly ridiculous, is the fact that while we can all sign into Twitch on our to the NLG Twitch page or Twitch channel on our consoles, Mixer is only for our channel, only for your gamer tag. Like you guys, you guys can't log into the NL Gaming Mixer channel and stream, except you and I, Peter, can do it if we use the Elgato.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, credit to Mixer and Twitch and the quality that you get out of those on console. I haven't really fired that up in a while. I'm telling you, the first one who puts an overlay capability on is going to win my affection.
Yeah, because I mean, it's so easy, like with Mixer and stuff. Like Nate and I, we both do some. We've been co-streaming like almost every day, right?
Yeah.
In the past week, because it's so easy.
Because it doesn't show up on the NLG.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Though? Can't that be hosted by NLG? Can't
manually
NLG host someone's?
So it's not like Twitch where you have a list of hosts. Like on Twitch, everybody's in the team listing. So if one of you guys broadcasts to Twitch, the OG channel will automatically pick that up and rebroadcast it. Mixer only does that if you go to their page while they're streaming and punch in the host command. So I'm hoping that's coming soon, because we all have our team page, we all have our team stuff, and so I'd like to see that happen so that we could do that, because then we could just rebroadcast everything. Then the other issue is that you can't do any master recording, so that's the only thing that we miss. Is that we don't have anything to then put on YouTube unless you grab it off of the Mixer page and give it to me in that format, but then the bit rate is kind of cheesy.
Yeah, true. It also depends what you do. Like, we're just goofing around in Dark Souls, and I don't think you want to have like 100 Dark Souls, Diablo. I don't think you want to have 100 Diablo videos on the channel.
No, not at all.
Well, you just set that. You just set that on the not the host side, but on the streamer side. Don't host this. Don't allow this particular stream to be hosted. Whatever. You preempt it. Yeah. You follow what I'm saying? Like flip a switch, and then your automatic hostings are killed for that stream.
I think I know. I think I know what you're saying with that.
I'm just sad to say how I think they should set it up. Is all.
Yeah. Well, and that would be it. So, like on Twitch, that's exactly how it happens. And then if I go to start streaming something on Twitch on the OG NL Gaming channel, then whatever is being broadcast at that time cuts, and it goes to my broadcast because I'm the one broadcasting. So it kind of works that way on Twitch. It's just a manual process on Mixer at this point.
Yeah.
So something I'm expecting to come soon. I mean, Lord, they brought co-streaming right away, which is huge.
Oh yeah,
so
that's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, some of it too is I got to just be able to get back into it. I got to get back into a swing of it. So that's what that's on me as well to get my shit together. So I may need a little motivation.
Motivation.
All right, so that is what's coming up this coming week.
Open up your wallets.
Open up your wallets.
Or not, and wait for the week after.
All right. Now we get to our final segment of the night.
Ooh.
Always a fan favorite.
I grabbed Thar's hammer.
No, he got eaten.
Chop for that.
Well, I thought Road Rash with Road Rash would be...
Indeed.
That's a game that needs a remaster in the worst way, Road Rash.
Yeah, we need a new Road Rash.
And a new Mech Assault. It'll never happen, but we need it.
We also need a new beach volleyball.
Yeah, I'd take it, especially if we're closer to the first and the third.
Yeah.
I did the best I could pulling footage from that.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Pretty soon, this is going to be like a 5-minute video.
Yeah, we could probably rotate out some of the originals.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's that time.
It is that time. And a good one this week.
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping this one in the pocket for a little while until I had a between week, if you will. But today we're going to be talking about Legend of the Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, circa 1992, or it was when it was released in the U.S. anyway. It was the year previous in Japan. And you can go ahead and start the video if you haven't.
Here we go.
And published by Konami, and everyone knows Konami, of course. This is from what I consider like the golden era of Konami. Founded in 1969 as a jukebox rental and repair business, which is part of the problem nowadays. It produces and distributes trading cards, anime, slot machines, arcade cabinets, and video games. Famous for Castlevania, Contra, DDR, Frogger, Gradius, Metal Gear, Silent Hill. I mean, just a litany of things. And of course, the famous Konami code: up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start, or select start if you're going for the 30 lives for 2 people on Contra. This game is a single or two-player action-adventure game. And it's one of my favorites on the console, actually. I really like this game. The big, colorful graphics. The soundtrack is something. I think it's pretty amazing. It features the adventures of Kid Yang and Dr. Yang, who are actually, that's the Americanized version, if you will. I'm going to butcher pronunciation, but it's like Goman or Goman is the historical figure that Kid Yang is based upon. But basically, it's kind of a light-hearted adventure. The plot's not anything too heavy. But there's a ghost woman in the Horo Temple, and they're going to investigate this ghost that has been harming people and check it out, which evolves into a plot to save a rescued or save a kidnapped princess, of course. The characters are have different weapons, and they can learn different special attacks, but functionally they're pretty much identical. You get a melee weapon that is upgradable through 3 levels by picking up the gray cat that you'll see fumbled by bad guys, and that'll make your weapon have a better reach, with the 3rd level being the high level power up. And you can also throw coins or stars if you're playing the Doctor. And of course, this is a simultaneous 2-player with friendly fire, so that's fun. The damsels, if you pick them up instead of hitting them, you get a $50 credit as well. If you hit them, it saps you of $100 per yen. So you don't want to do that. But there's the powered yo-yo, give you that nice reach. And if you take a hit, you go down a weapon level, so you'd have to build that back up. The starting movement speed is a little bit slow, but through the store you can buy all manner of items like pizza, bombs, and wooden sandals. And oddly, if you stack up wooden sandals, you get more movement and jump bonus. So anything above 3 doesn't add more, but you can stack more than 3 so that if you take a hit and lose a level, you don't actually lose speed or jump distance. Each character can learn 4 different judo special attacks. Judo 1 provides an animal mount, either a tiger, like you see on the cover art, or a cow for the doctor. Judo 2 is a screen-sized area attack. Judo 3 gives a temporary flight ability. And Judo 4 unleashes a powerful flurry of attacks. Having gone to the north part of the village, near the Horo Temple, the ghostly mist fills and transforms people into monsters, and you fight your way through to the temple, where you see the other half of the first stage. And every stage is kind of designed like this, where you can have the exploration and town, stores, mini games you can play, jobs you can take, and information to find. And then the side-scrolling platformer action scenes, which are more like a Super Ghouls Ghost, or that kind of action platformer with a boss, which basically serves as your gateway to the next level. The 2-player action here is pretty good. Again, the kind of an innovative feature with this is the characters can play piggyback, and unfortunately I didn't have a second player to show it, but it was pretty cool back in the day, because if you got to a tricky platforming section, you could have one character piggyback the other to get them through and facilitate moving the team along. And when you're playing piggyback, one person does the movement and the other person controls the attack direction, so you can play. That was just kind of fun way to do multiplayer on it. When you're in the town, there's all manner of shops, stores, people who want to give information. This is the first boss of the game, the Ghost Woman of Horo Temple, and attacks with spinning plates. It's another traditional Japanese thing, but you have to hit the plates back at her. I just really like the music in this game. Got all the different sections, in town, the platform sections, and the boss music. The various mini games that you can play include air hockey, trivia, dice games, the painting game, which is like Snake, lottery, and there's actually like a horse race. There's also a couple of gaming shops with these giant screen TVs, and you can play like the first level of Radius, which is kind of cool. Old Konami classic. So
I do like the soundtrack.
Oh, it's so good. Coming back through town, having cleared the temple, we're going to be moving on to a certain island, because the ghost was actually a ninja cat who was testing people and waiting for someone strong to come along who can help him with his mission. And so he tells you to go to an island. I had to get some food along the way and get the health points back. I accidentally bought it twice because I'm hip like that. And then for the sake of the clip, I thought I'd run over here and check out one of the mini games real quick. It's basically like an employment office. Guess I need to bash on some more bad guys first, but yeah, then I ran in. Here we go. And picked one of the mini games, which is the painting game, the mole game, or Goblin. And this is done with the D-pad and the 4 buttons. And it's just a quick little mole game to make some extra scratch. It's pretty fast, but this all kinds of little things like this. One of my favorites was the horse racing, but that's a couple of levels in, so I didn't get a chance to really get that far into the game for the retro. We bust out a quick little perfect run on the mole game, and it's going to rack up a tidy sum of cash there. It was
it's like going to GameStop.
Yep, pretty much. It was critically acclaimed in its day. Super Play stated it's still one of the best games for its system, still because it was the year after 1991. Wonderful music and beautiful graphics. I do like the art style. This kind of art style holds up well anyway compared to early 3D, but it's colorful and bright, cartoonish. I really like it. In 2010, it was included in a book, the 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die. Games Radar has it ranked as the 45th best SNES game. I don't know if it's quite that low in my own estimation, but that's not too bad. But yeah, basically they said it has a stellar, ancient Japan-inspired soundtrack, beautiful, colorful graphics, and an addictive challenge. The first level here was not too difficult, but it does ramp up pretty hard. It's actually one that I've never actually finished. So that's something I'd like to do someday, but that'll be a playthrough for some other time. You wrap up the stage by picking your travel package, and if you collect enough money along the way, you get the bonus energy, and you can get healed and get a different cutscene. So here you get the fancy cruise ship to the next level with the little comedy sequence here. If you had paid for the cheaper one, then you get a barrel and an ore road across. But I think it's a really great game. It's available pretty readily online. I don't see a whole lot of them in the local resellers. I don't see it often. And you can get it for between $20 and $40 for a loose cart. And especially if you've got someone to co-op with, it's definitely something I'd recommend, obviously, being one of the recommendations.
Well done.
Nice.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet game. I really like it. I've been kind of sitting on that one for a while. Really, really like it.
Yeah, it's a good game. And Anchorman slid into the chat room a little bit and says that's his favorite segment.
Well, that's appreciated. As I said, as long as people keep liking them, I'll keep doing them. A lot of people, want to see. I just have stacks of this stuff, and I enjoy getting new old games to do. So,
no, it's great. And this week, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to begin getting the re-recorded Retro Rex up on the YouTube channel. So Juan is being courteous enough to go back and actually re-record the audio and the video together into a package for us to put up on the YouTube channel. So we're going to make a special playlist called Retro Rex, and that way if you want to see any of the Retro Rex that you have missed and don't get a chance to go back to our full podcasts, and by the way, most of the podcasts now, if you give it a day or two, have timestamps on them, so you can click to your favorite part of the podcast. And if this is such, you can do it here, or if you want to get it on the full screen experience, we will start having those up on the YouTube channel for you guys to check out, and we'll eventually have them all.
Yeah, these I'm just kind of, the video's running and I'm just kind of doing my thing with it, but I'll go back. I'm going back over them and putting the notes and audio voiceover along with the original footage of the wreck that I've already recorded. So that'll be soon.
Awesome.
Sweet.
We already have a couple to put up. So
cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that's gonna call another one. Oh, by the way, since we are talking about the Super Nintendo. We did not get a chance last week to talk about the worst kept secret in game industry, which was the SNES Classic. Anybody in on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I can get my hands on one, I will, because I have the NES, and so why not have the SNES? I mean, and I have two SNESes and almost every game in that list, but I still want it.
Never had a SNES, so I want a SNES.
Yeah, there are not many games on it this time around. Only like 20 games, right?
Yeah, but the way that those things chart for price compared to NES games, it's pretty reasonable if you're trying to build a collection like I did. Some of those games on there are not cheap. Although they don't have like Earthbound. If you want a legitimate copy of Earthbound, because there's all kinds of repros out there, but if you want a legitimate copy of Earthbound, you're looking at probably a couple $100 there. So, yeah, it's definitely worthwhile in that way. And also, as much as I love my SNES and obviously, it's fine for the retro thing here. Having an HDMI output would be nice too.
No, I could see.
And you get a second controller.
Yep.
It would just be nice to be able to just. I would love to see them just drop a. I guess they can't because they're emulated games, but drop a SNES with a cartridge slot and an HDMI out. I'd go for that in a heartbeat. That I would buy. I'd buy a NES like that too. And then be able to drop it into...
Maybe they will. 2 years from now, they start all over.
I don't see it.
Nah, I don't see it either. Oh, it's Star Fox 2, which, by the way, wasn't that the game that never came out?
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
It'd be its first official release.
Yeah. So.
Which is another reason I would like to have it.
And they're saying they are producing more than the NES classics. So
it's not saying a whole lot, but yeah.
No,
Right.
Can be 5 units more.
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's kind of funny.
That's not a whole lot.
Let's see everything I do for the rec so far, and I might break that down a little bit if I decide to use the NES mini I have to do a rec video. But so far, everything I've done on the rec has been actual cartridges on the actual hardware. So pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and I tell you, the quality of these have come out great.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Is there anything else that we have forgotten about for this week? Nathan, did you ever get an answer back on that question?
No, I'm sorry.
Figures.
Well, we still need a game night.
We do. We still need a game night.
Every night is game night, Nate.
This is true.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, hello, fans. Let's go. Let's play.
Yeah. So, by the way, since he retweeted our link tonight, I want to give another shout and a thank you to Rick Lagnese, who from Warhammer from Warhorse Studios, who came on last week and talked about Kingdom Come Deliverance with us, and it was a phenomenal show, and he was a great guest, and he wants to come back not even to come back and talk as a Warhorse guy. He wants to come back. He wants to come on just to hang out with us and talk games. So we're going to get him on pretty soon. Like I said, maybe after Gamescom when he's a little less busy. But and we still have some other irons in the fire. And going back to a couple people who wanted to hold off till after E3, just waiting to see if we can get them on, and we'll keep trying to pull in some great guests. So,
cool.
All right, thank you to the chat room once again. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for all the people who thumb us up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, and hey, look, we're approaching that 900 subscriber mark, and I know it's cliche and tacky to say it, but we'd love to get to 1,000. We think we've got a great show for people that want to come on and just hear about games, without the fanboy edge and without the console war edge. We just want to be that outlet for you guys that can just come in and do what you're doing now with the chat room. Be part of the show. Be part of us. Unofficial members of Next Level Gaming. We want you to game with us. We want you to hang out with us. And we want you to be part of what we're doing. So if you like us, hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, as always, I tell you thank you so much. Tell a friend. Tell them about Next Level Gaming. Tell them about the OGNL Gaming podcast. And if you are watching this after the fact, do not forget we are on 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday night.
Ish.
Right, ish. So, and to our back to the chat room real quick, to our friends that are watching us from across the pond in another time zone where it's early in the morning and they're still hanging with us. You guys leave us speechless.
Hats off.
You leave us speechless. I can't even. It's hard to tell you how much we appreciate that.
Yep.
So, all right, gentlemen.
Yeah, and also if they think we don't do a good job and they give us a thumbs down, let us know why. What can we improve?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear.
Yeah, use that comment section. Use that comment section. And if you know what, if you're listening to us later on, and there are a couple people who are not shy about their comments, and we're okay with that as long as you're respectful. Cuss a lot, and if you got legitimate. Some legitimate criticism for us about how we could do this better. We're all for it. If you've got something, either for or not for or against, but you agree with or disagree with something we're talking about, leave that comment. We're not shy about engaging you and making even those comments, even your disagreements. We want them to be part of our show. We want them to be part of what we do. It's an open. We're open folks. So, but thank you guys all, gentlemen. Anything else?
Just keep on gaming.
All right,
Modzoo, Ghost Recon.
Modzoo, we will see you. We'll see you next week, and everybody have a great night. See you next Sunday night. Play on, gamers.
Game on. Goes
For
Regan
relaxing
and
times.
Diablo.
Make it Suntory times.
Wasn't here.
Those boots, man.